Welcome to this section on the similarities and differences between Early Harappan and Late Harappan. How do we know about the differences and the similarities between the Late and the Early Harappan? The first factor what we are going to see is, did they happen in the same area or not? What is the distinction? Where did they settle? And what is abandonment? Let us see the first one. They existed in the same area. Yes, they were earlier or later cultures, so often called as Early Harappan and Late Harappan, but these two existed in the same area, same place, same geographical location. But what is the difference here? The time period is different. They might have happened 500 years before, they might have happened 500 years later. So the first similarity is that they are different from each other for time frame only. Geographically, they are in the same location, same area, same place. Now, what is the distinguishing factor then? The Harappan civilization is sometimes called Mature Harappan civilization culture because to distinguish it from these cultures. So here we are calling the Harappan civilization sometimes, not always, in some aspects, some kind of cultures, some kind of practices which were imbibed in the culture of the Harappan city, we call it as Mature Harappan culture because we want to distinguish it from other culture. Now, these cultures were associated. They have the features like evidence of agriculture, pastoralism, and some crafts. Why we are calling the Harappan civilization as a mature Harappan culture? Because they had certain practices which the most settled communities are doing now. They did it 2000 years before Christ. So what are those distinctive things, or what are the rare features that are associated with the culture of Harappans? One is a distinctive pottery. They had a different designing of pottery, different way of making pottery, which is different from the other cultures. They have the evidence of agricultural practice. They have settled system. Agricultural practice symbolizes the settlement of a community, having a particular place and doing agriculture. Pastoralism, cattle rearing, and they also made some amount of craft work. So these features makes it the archaeologists to call Harappan civilization as a mature Harappan culture. Now, the third distinct feature is the settlements. Now, the settlements were generally small. They were virtually no large buildings. They had very small settlements in their settlement. And coming to the abandonment, it appears that there was a break. There was a difference between the early Harappan and the Harappan civilizations, evident from large scale burning at some sites as well as the abandonment of certain settlements. Abandonment. Why we are saying this one? Because it appears that the early Harappan and the Harappan civilization had a difference in the time frame. One, because they have found certain evidences by the archaeologists saying that there is a large scale burning at some sites as well as abandonment of certain settlements. Certain settlements were cleared completely, certain settlements were burned completely and left not inherited for a long period of time. Such kind of settlements are also evident here. That's why we are saying that there is a difference here. They are two different cultures? No, they are the same place, but the time when they existed is completely different. And how do we distinguish them? Because of their distinctive features which are associated: distinctive pottery, evidence of agriculture, pastoralism, and some crafts. Settlement, yes, they were generally small and virtually there are no large buildings. Coming to abandonment, there is a clear evidences which are collected from the archaeologists saying that there is a large scale burning at some sites and abandonment of certain settlements. So now we can see, clearly understand what are the similarities, what are the differences. Similarities, they existed in the same area, they practice the same culture, they are small settlements, but they have a difference in the time frame. These are the similarities and the differences that existed between the early and the late Harappans. Stay tuned, we'll catch you in the next section.